This story takes place in the year 1348 in a secret underground library beneath the great cathedral of St. Vitus in Prague. Behind a bookshelf filled with ancient texts lay a hidden archive containing one particular book that was locked away from the eyes of man. It was an ancient book of scriptures written in a language so old that it predated even the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Its leather cover was devoid of any markings, and its pages were filled with indecipherable text. For centuries, it lay dormant until one day when a young monk by the name of Peter was sent to transcribe its contents into a more modern tone. As he began his work, the script seemed to mock him with its archaic symbols. Yet something peculiar happened as he copied each line. He started hearing whispers in his ear, like the rustling of dry leaves. At first, he dismissed it, believing himself to be overworked and on the verge of a nervous breakdown. But then something truly extraordinary occurred. As he continued his transcription, the words began to appear in front of him before he wrote them down. At first, it was just a single word here, a phrase there, but soon entire lines formed, swirling in the air like smoke. Then the whispers grew louder, forming sentences, paragraphs, pages, all written in that ancient tongue. In a panic, Peter cried out for help, but his voice echoed strangely in the vast chamber. No one could hear him. He was alone in his madness. Just then, a tall, thin figure emerged from the shadows. It was the high priest, Brother Thomas, come to check on Peter's progress. When he saw the pages filled with the monk's terrified scribblings, he too heard the whispers. But instead of panicking, Brother Thomas felt a strange sense of calm. He knew this was no ordinary book. They weren't just deciphering its secrets. The language itself was revealing its wisdom to them. As he watched, the words swirling above Peter's head began to form a message directly to him. Shocked and awestruck, the high priest realized they had stumbled upon something truly remarkable. This wasn't just a dead language on a page. It was alive, sentient even, and it was teaching them its secrets willingly. But what did it want from them? What was the purpose of this revelation? As days turned into weeks, Peter and Brother Thomas worked tirelessly to understand the language. They discovered that every word, every phrase held a deeper meaning, a layer of complexity that revealed not only the language's beauty, but also its power. The more they learned, the more the language seemed to weave itself into their very beings. They could feel its ancient wisdom coursing through their veins, its power surging through their bodies like a tidal wave. Peter, once a humble monk, now became consumed by the language. He spent all his time poring over the scriptures, trying to unlock their mysteries. He no longer saw the high priest as his superior, but as a fellow student of this ancient tongue. And when Brother Thomas tried to remind him of their vow of obedience, Peter's response shocked him. He looked at the high priest with ink-black eyes and said, "You misunderstand, Brother Thomas. We are not mere students. We are vessels. The language has chosen us to be its voice, its conduit to the world. We are its disciples now." The high priest was deeply disturbed. He could feel the language's power growing stronger, more insistent. And he knew that Peter was being consumed by it, becoming one with the very essence of the book. One night, as Brother Thomas made his rounds, he came across Peter's room. Peeking through the window, he saw something that made his blood run cold. Peter was writing furiously, not in a book, but in the air. His quill scratched across the glass, leaving black ink that spelled out the most terrifying words of all: "You're next." Then Peter turned, his eyes glowing an unnatural red, and whispered, "It's never too late to learn a new language, Brother Thomas. Would you like to join me?" The high priest stumbled back, horrified. How had the language chosen Peter and now marked him as its own? Was he next in line to be consumed? Or was there some other purpose, some greater plan at play? Whatever it was, Brother Thomas knew he had to act quickly. He couldn't let the language consume another soul. And so he made a decision. He would seal the book once more, hide it from the world, and pray that whatever power it held would slumber once more. But as he turned to leave, he heard Peter's voice echoing in his mind. "It's too late, Brother Thomas. The language has spread its roots deep within us. Now we are its servants, and there is no escape."